Welcome to the show called Later is Greater. My name is Tyrone Erasmus Campbell. Just call me Erasmus. We've been talking about interracial relationships. I want to make sure that everyone understands that God made woman to complete man. God did not make woman to compete against man. So men should understand that we're not to compete against a woman. She is to complete us. She is not to compete against us. So we need to make sure we get that straight from the start. It's not a competition. And so we have to learn how to show love to each other. That's what makes relationships work. How do you show love to each other? Because just being in love is not going to make it work. You need to learn how to show love, express love, you know? You can't look at each other as though you don't really exist, or you'd rather they weren't there, you know, or they're unworthy. So you got to look at them as though you see something in them that brings some kind of joy to you when they're in your presence. So we didn't come in each other's lives to compete. Man and woman come together to complete. That's why God made man and woman, to complete each other, not to compete against each other.
Remember these words, my son. Every other color will love your color except those of your color. But know this, that we are all uniquely made and we all have God-given talents. Understand your worth, my son.
Welcome to the show called Later is Greater. My name is Tyrone Erasmus Campbell. Just call me Erasmus. What city in the United States has the most interracial relationships? It is Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. 42% of newlyweds living in and around that city were married to someone of a different race ethnicity. Las Vegas has a lot of interracial relationships. I don't know if that's because of the Elvis thing where they're getting married out there pretty fast. Also, Santa Barbara, California has a big, high rate of interracial relationships. The Asian divorce rate is the lowest divorce rate of all nationalities. Our latter days will be greater than our former days. I say later is greater. Your best days are not your yesterdays. Your best days are yet to come. Again, we know all relationships are not going to last as long as Ossie Davis and Ruby Dee, 57 years. And we know that all relationships are not going to show the love that they show to each other when they were in public, even though we know people have problems when they're not in public. But we want to show how people need to come together. We need to show how you show love. It takes more than love for marriages to work. So what do you do to show love? If you believe you are in love, what do you do to show it? You're watching the podcast, Later is Greater. Beautiful blackness of our women cannot be denied, and yet the beautifulness of all women cannot be denied either. And so we have to learn how to get along. All these nationalities, God knew when he was creating them that there would be a melting of the nationalities. And so now that the melting is happening all around the world, not only with our great leaders, not only with our senior leaders, not only with the young and the old, but it is happening, a melting of the nationalities. Is it good or is it bad? God knew it would happen. The opinions that you will hear, we bring you the opinions of the people. And this is what the people are saying about interracial relationships. You're listening to the podcast, Later is Greater. Not sure how old he was
at that time.
Okay, but the first wife died,
Yeah.
and Frederick Douglass had
The second wife
was white. Okay, so nobody would thought that Frederick Douglass, who's against, injustice, would marry a white woman. I mean, they were hanging people who were even looking at white women at one time.
Well, again, I don't care how much knowledge there is, there's an equal amount, if not more, ignorance.
That's right. There's definitely some ignorance out there.
All plenty.
A lot of ignorance out there.
Yes.
So, but what do you think about the mixing of the races? Do you think it's okay?
If you're human beings, you look at Kamala Harris. She married two white.
Right. True. Vice President. Very
She
true.
don't have any kids with him.
Don't have any kids with him, and she
But
had
that's his kid. He has kids.
He's got kids. Right. So what's your first name again?
Hugh.
Hugh? H-U-G-H?
Correct.
And you're 89? Awesome. Unbelievable. So you've seen a lot.
Oh yeah, I sit around and look and see how people can get locked into something. Your religion caused you to think a certain way.
True.
Politics have caused you to think a certain. All these things cause you
Cause
to
you
think
to,
a certain
yeah,
way.
yeah.
And the issue comes around is, what do you choose to believe?
You still married?
No,
Your wife passed?
no, we got divorced back. That's a whole different.
Come on,
story.
come on. Why is it that wasn't able to work, you think?
Because I had a level of contentment with certain things, and she had the idea that she should live a life of luxury.
Okay. So you weren't able to provide what she wanted? Okay. And so you weren't trying to live up to her expectations, right? Exactly.
Because she didn't have the wherewithal within herself to get it. She's waiting for somebody to
Get it to her, or give it to her. Or...
She did that. I was number 2, but she was number 4, and he's got the money. She married him, got the money.
So she married 4 times. Do you think it's something wrong when people marry 3 and 4 times?
I would think so.
And can you go back?
Huh?
Can you go back to one of the ones you had before? Can you go back? Do you ever think about going back?
No.
No, well, you definitely, yeah, right, you definitely will go back. Huh? Sometimes you can't go back, huh? I mean, maybe people change. Let's say you broke up, got divorced. Can you go back years later?
No, I married once and it was it.
That was it, huh? Not going back, not giving her another chance.
There was no chance. There was no.
Right, well, especially from that one, huh? Because she wanted something that you couldn't provide. And
We should be able to take a trip to Europe every now and then. Or we should be able to do this, or I should have a fur coat.
see, right. And you supposed to get it, right, for her. Yeah, not supposed to be working together to get it. You supposed to get it. See that? She married the wrong person, apparently, huh?
I married the wrong person. She married me.
Exactly. So now she got somebody who's going to get her that stuff? Hopefully it's okay, huh? But you never did it again, though, huh? No. No, you said. Okay, Hugh. I hear you, man. I hear you. It's not easy to make those things work, so it's hard work.
See, so this is my daughter. I got another daughter and son.
Okay.
So I had 3 children with that. She had one child
Before,
that.
okay.
So it was 4 of us.
Uh-huh.
And I don't need that anymore.
Right.
Best daughters, I had 2 of the best daughters. My son, that was a little tragic, but that's okay. We go forward.
Yeah.
So,
Something happened tragically to him.
he had motorcycle accident.
Oh, so sad. I'm scared of the motorcycles. Yeah, man. I don't get on them. I don't ride them. I don't buy them. Yeah, so dangerous. Damn. I understand. Yeah. But okay, did it one time. Not going to do it again. Definitely don't need it now at 89. Don't want to be bothered now. So, right. Well, that's good, man. That's good you did what you wanted to do, did it your way, and you're blessed with the number, age you are. So that's awesome. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about interracial relationships and, why we don't seem to love each other. It seems like every color loves our color but our color. It's an amazing thing. We don't love each other. And yet everybody else thinks you're special.
Clearly, if you were in a minority situation like that,
right,
life might be a little bit harder.
It's going to be hard a little bit, yeah.
You may have to work a little harder, but when I was in high school, when I went to grade school, my mother took me to Catholic school because we wanted me to go to a place where the whole purpose there was to get A's, to get you smart.
Okay.
We're not sending you to school to be dumb.
Right.
That was her whole deal.
Gotcha.
But there were a lot of people there that thought that if you tried to get A's in that school, that you were like, you think you look white.
You're trying to be white.
Yeah.
That's right. Right. They do that to this day.
To this day.
Like you talk white because
Yeah.
you're trying to be right.
Yeah.
Talk proper. I mean,
Yeah.
shouldn't be anything wrong with that.
Well, they're making something wrong.
They are making it seem like it's something wrong. Yep. I understand exactly what you're talking about. Well, it's a new day.
And that's why I come to say, okay, what you choose to believe, that's what you do, and you live by that.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you.
Right. Right.
As soon as I pick up and talking to somebody that they are in a direction that they're not going to hear an alternate viewpoint, I shut up.
Right. Gotcha. They already got their opinion. They don't, right? Yeah, they don't want to hear what you guys say. I understand. People are set in their ways a lot of times.
And I can let them have their way. It doesn't bother me at all.
Exactly. Yep. Well, as you get older, you don't sweat the small stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is, small stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff. All right. Awesome, Hugh. Appreciate it, man.
I would say it feels like we don't see ourselves as special. And I think that a lot of other races of women, men, whatever it may be, they kind of see something special about it, something different about it, something that they don't see in the everyday person. Whether it's our style, whether it's our demeanor, it's just something different. And I wish we could, do a better job of seeing that, the special qualities that we have, but we just, we lack the ability to see the special qualities that we have as Black people. And it's really unfortunate.
You're listening to the podcast Later is Greater. My name is Tyrone Erasmus Campbell. Just call me Erasmus. Coming up, we have Keith. And Keith is going to tell us a story about a Russian lady that he happened to be dating many years ago, and what she told him that he couldn't do if the relationship was going to go for any long time. She told him one specific thing that he could not do if this relationship was going to work. This is Keith's first encounter with an interracial relationship.
Relationship, companionship, those are things that has transcended over the years with me. I've been married 3 times. One wife has passed away. My first wife, we had good communication, good understanding, and good respect. But it broke away because of family issues. The last wife she wasn't a helpmate, she was a take-mate. It's unfortunately that we fathered, we had a daughter, and she's up to 25 years old now. But we didn't have no good relationship or full understanding. We had lots of ups and downs, mental, emotional. She wasn't a praying person. I was deep into prayer. I asked God for direction. But relationally, it was one of my worst. But I look back at it and said it was a tool that helped me to grow, to understand that life is not only what you make it, but the decision you make and the choices you make. I mean, it was clear in a lot of understanding that it wasn't going to work, because I got visions, I got people who would call and tell me, no, don't do it. But the flesh has power. The spirit is powerful, but the flesh has power. Earthly flesh has power. So right now, at this juncture of my life, I'm good, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Relationally, no.
Did you ever think about going back to one of your past relationships?
No. One of the things that I always stuck in my mind is I don't recycle. It's like in the Bible, well, pre-quoting the Bible, there is, you don't go back to your vomit. Whatever you left, it's hard to pick back up.
Let's hope it wasn't vomit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, it's like your past relationship is like puking out things, sending it out. Now, how do you get back to it? You want to pick it back up? You have to re-swallow it? It's a past. What was the reason for the breakup? What was the reason for the discontentment? It has to be some commitment and communication issues. I'm always believing my CUR. When I DJ'd in long time in New York and I did weddings, I always ask people, how do you spell love? I tell people, how do you spell love? You spell love CUR. C for commitment and communication, U for understanding, and R for respect. And I make certain that those are part of a relational tool that you can never fail. You have to have good communication. I mean, you can communicate by document, by paper. They can communicate verbally. And I always stick to Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, grievous words stir up anger. In your communication skills, you always like Michelle Obama to take the higher road, when they go high, you go low. When they go low, you go high.
Should you marry for love?
Should you marry for love?
Is love going to sustain the marriage?
Love is an action word. But should you marry for love? First of all, you have to bond. And I always remember this. When you date, you have to pick up data about the person. Their past, the past relationship that they go through, the struggles, the pain, whatever they're going through. You have to talk it out. You have to communicate it. You hear each other's heart and understand each other's concept. And it's supposed to be a togetherness and agreement, Women are emotional. Men are physical.
Right.
So men always feed on the women's emotion and women feed on the men's emotion. So the women want to be praised, spoken to, tell good things, sweet words and stuff like that.
Affection.
Right. It's good, but we as men, we get hurt easily. And until brothers, men can understand that we hate rejection. God built into us pride, ego.
Yeah.
We have to guide each other. We are to encourage each other. If there's a fault that somebody has, speak in soft words. In a relationship, the spirit involved with each other because you can know when the person is not tied into you emotionally, mentally. Yeah. You can feel it. You come in, hey, how you doing? And you say, hi, how was your day? Was it good? Right. And you can see, are you going through something? So, we just have to communicate, and you got to pray. I remember my last wife, we had problem in prayer because when I had to just leave and go pray by myself because it was always an excuse. It's like when the devil attack your brain. You're like, you're going to pray. No, clean the kitchen first. Or do this first. Or do that first. No. Just get to your prayer table and get, pray.
Right.
And I like that because I like the bonding of praying together.
Tell me this. Have you ever dated a woman of another color that wasn't black?
It wasn't a really date. It was just
You went out with them?
we just went out with them.
Okay. How long? How many times?
Maybe 2 times.
Okay. I mean,
It was a good connection. I date a Russian lady.
Oh, it was a Russian lady.
Yeah.
So she was
She was very white. But our connection wasn't, because she was into Mantovani, she was into art, and she liked Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. She was into more or less real white culture. So she was a great cook, very caring, understanding, but there was an issue because she has a son who's married, and she said she cannot expose her son to another color because
You weren't ready for that.
she wasn't ready for that. You know?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She tells me straight up. She said
Yeah.
we could date and we could hang out and do things, but she will not expose her son to it because she don't know how he's going to take it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
But her husband died, so she was single.
okay.
She was.
So that meant that y'all could get intimate and do everything else. But
Yes,
just don't meet
but
the
don't
son.
don't get the son involved.
Okay. The question will always go on. Why is it that every color seems to love our color, but those of our color? We have a problem in loving and showing love to each other. We can only hope that over the generations of the melting of the nationalities, that it will bring love and harmony together, that we will learn how to love each other, even though we look different than each other. As the generations melt together, God knew this would happen. And as they melt together, we will learn some of the positives of interracial relationships. We will not judge each other by the color of our skin. That will be the time when the melting of the nationalities have reached a level where we will not look at each other as a color. We will judge each other by our character and our content, but not our color. The content of our character. I look forward to this day, and if I don't see it, I hope the generations after me will see it. My son's generation, my granddaughter's generation. We must see it with the melting of these nationalities. Hopefully, we will be able to show love to one another because of the combining of our bloods and our nationalities as God has wanted it. And we will complete each other and not compete against each other. Until next time, America, my name is Tyrone Erasmus Campbell. Just call me Erasmus.